What is up, guys? Hey, Neil McKenzie and NFK20 and Budget Knife Guy. Jeffrey Dawson, channel member. Neil's channel member, and NFK20 is a channel member. And then we had Josh Branson become a new channel member. What is up, guys? Can y'all hear me? Music too loud? Not loud enough? Paul Mills, channel member. What is up, brother? Chris Hinkle, channel member. Hello, my friend. Yeah, this is just a leisurely late night, which is not late yet, especially if you're out west, hang. But I don't have to work, so I'm going to hang out here. Joseph S., welcome, my friend. Hello. Jeffrey Dawson, hello. But you know, guys, thumbs up, thumbs down if the music's loud, not enough. Like I said, it's Shaw's Live. Roman M, what's up? I'm just hanging here chatting with you guys. So if the music's too much, let me know. I can't hear it. I did before, but when I turn it down under 10, I don't hear it in my monitors. When I play it back, if I ever play it back, which I usually don't, I can hear it at different levels. So I've tried to put it down to a low level, but the music could suck, which I could change it. My favorite song is this one, but it actually gets jacked up because it's too short. So that is my actual favorite. What is up, Ed Harrison, channel member? My brother from another mother. Joe Isabella, channel member. What is up? What is up, Brant? What is going on, guys? But listen how this track just like stops. And then it loops and it's like has no... I'm a guitar player, but I would know how to transition a loop to where it's not just, it just stops. What? Steven Odd, channel member, what's up? Listen to a bad loop. It's actually a really good loop if it didn't just, if it had some variation or link to it. That's why I always fall back on this one. But you guys just tell me, we can change the music. We can turn it off. The Mini Axon is an absolute banger. I can highly recommend any Axon. As a matter of fact, when we get to carries, I'm rolling heavy on Axons carrying today on my hinderers. Not my hinderers. I just saw Brant and said on my hinderers, but I'm rolling heavy on my Warncliffe Wednesday carry. That's what I mean. And I've had too much coffee and I'm still kind of punchy from a nap that I just woke up from. So the good news is I'm going to be here with y'all as late as y'all want to hang out. The bad news is I'm going to be colored to consciousness with my ADHD, firing off some weird shit at any given time. And it's not intentional. Please don't hold it against me. Paul Mills, that's funny, buddy. I used to, when I was going to do, I was always looking for something unique to do for new members when I'm notified, which is rarely, and stuff like that. So I've got my Super Stag Bowie salute. But at one point, I had my little Yamaha desk amp. I've got like three main amps, a pedal board that are in another room that I don't even ever see. But then I've got a little Yamaha cream colored desktop amp that sits right over there. And I plugged it up and had my Paul Reed Smith that was just going to play a couple of chords, you know, for donos. And I think my mic clipped it because when we were testing it, nobody could hear it. And then I've got an acoustic right here. Maybe we'll test it later, that if I play it, can y'all hear it? Because the good thing about living alone is, and not being in an apartment, I can crank that shit up. That is the kind of news, Jeffrey Dawson, that I love having you guys around for. Let me see if I can find old Grayson, because I don't think that sounds familiar. I may be following him, but I don't think so. And then we'll look at him together. Let me, Jennings. Grayson Jennings Customs in Winston-Salem. Tell me if this is him. I'm going to pull him up. Share it with you kids. I should just share the whole window. Uh-oh. I can't go anywhere without loving all Countess Anne's posts. As much as I love you guys, which is very, very much, I love her more. All right, let's go back to the business at hand. So this is Grayson Jennings Customs. Is that the right one? There you go, Abner Taylor. What is up, brother? I can't hear it, but I can play it here in a second. I'll probably get a copyright strike. Nobody needs that, but it was absolutely awesome. We can go to it. Jeffrey, so I'm on it, right? Sweet. Greg Maroney, what is up, my man? Channel member, welcome. I've got Abner Taylor, the fourth, the best man in my wedding that I'm happily divorced from, but he did a great job. And my guitar player, my other guitar player besides me, and my best bud, man. He's in here from Tennessee. 5-door, what is up? NFK saying hi to Abner. Everybody's wishing Abner some love. I love it, guys. Why don't y'all drop in where y'all are from? I'm in Alabama. I know Abner's in Tennessee, or he could be anywhere. He travels quite a bit. He could be anywhere coast to coast, but he resides at least part of the year in Tennessee. You guys drop where y'all are hanging. And I'm going to take y'all on a little YouTube journey. Based on my history. And if y'all see it right above Satisfactions Live. Oh, here we go. So we got Greg is in New York. Knife laws are kind of bad, but I'm sure it's beautiful. Rome, New York's where NFK 20 is. And then Chris Hinkle in South Carolina. Sweet. And then Neil McKenzie, his channel member, is in Southern Arizona. And then we got Roman. It's early where he is, where both of you guys are. Temecula, California. So tell me this. Arizona doesn't observe the different times, which is brilliant. It should be one time only, is the way I see it. But so in California, it's 8:30. In Arizona, is it 8:30 too? I don't know how those work because I'm gonna be here for a while. 5-door is from Louisiana and he's in Central Texas now. I think the greatest state. Ed Harrison, the man, the myth, the legend, is over in Georgia, my neighboring state. Blade Ogre, welcome, brother. We're just dropping in where we're hanging out. Crispy Critter, West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Oh God, I can't grab the next lyric. That's just Abner. Did we cover that? That's John Denver. Jeffrey Dawson, channel member, is right on the Virginia, North Carolina border. Winston-Salem's about an hour from you. Okay, so I was south. Well, I'll tell you a place that was, I lived with a fiance who would have been my first ex-wife, but we never got married. But Abner Taylor knew her very well too. I lived in a cabin for about a summer when I was in Auburn, like I think my senior year. And it was in a place called Mountain Rest, South Carolina. And the reason I know it so well is A, it's where they filmed the movie Deliverance, part of the outdoor scenes. And then B, where I would walk down the road and fish for my food, like I'd wade out into the Chattooga River, but there was a big stake. And the stake was where North Carolina, South Carolina, and either Tennessee or Georgia, it's where 3 states all hung out. And that was Mountain Rest, South Carolina, which was cool. Crispy, it's glad to see you in here, buddy. I know you got a lot going on, brother, but we are all sending positive vibes and much love. Uh-oh, Demonoc is from Texas, living in Vegas. How is it living in Vegas? Is it awesome? I mean, when I look at the lake, I've only seen Vegas. Now, I've seen it back before I was California sober, back when I was just out there on a tear. But the last 2 times I've been out there, I've been California sober. So I spent a lot of time looking out at the lake and looking out, trying to think where the people that aren't on the strip are hanging out. And went to a banging, my first experience to a legit recreational dispensary was in Vegas, because I stayed at it was a taxi ride, so y'all wouldn't know where that was. But I wonder how, is Vegas cool, Demonoc? I mean, the weather's great. Robert Douglas, what is up, man? From Canada. I love it, buddy. Working on music and painting stuff. I love it, buddy. Any type of art is a good thing. Keeps me out of therapy. Brant is in Texas, but wants to live in Ohio. Brant, where did you just come back from a trip on? I saw that you were coming across the bridge, going from Tennessee, or from Arkansas to Tennessee, or from Tennessee to Arkansas. I've made that trip because my ex-wife was from Rogers, Arkansas, and I'm in North Alabama, North Central Alabama, so I drive up. What is that? 65. A lot. But where did you go? Or you were on the way home in Ohio. I've been through Columbus. I've been to Marysville, Ohio, which was real pretty. It was in the winter, so I didn't see a lot except Amish people and frozen fields. Because it had snowed before we went up there. We actually drove up there from Arab, Alabama, 10 years ago. So Ohio is beautiful. And I'm sure there are mountainous places too, just like every state. What part of Louisiana? What is up, channel member Drizzy over in Georgia? Dude, I didn't know you were a southeastern United States neighbor. We are, and I've still got to get with Dark Gravity and talk to him about this, but we've got an open venue, the main store of St. Nick's Knives, which is a huge place. It's called something outdoors now, but it's still St. Nick's Knives as we know him as. Has opened their doors to us to have a meetup, a greet there, a hangout, a nice hangout. So we need to do a Southeastern hangout. I don't know where you are in Georgia, but I'm in Huntsville, and the St. Nick's is in Athens, Alabama. Paul Mills is in Illinois, which is a beautiful state. There's a lot of really cool places. California has California sober also. That is true, Abner Taylor. All right, so Arizona stays the same. Got it. Still confuses the shit out of me. And I'll tell you what's funny is the person who called me out on it, who made me think about it, is my brother, Mr. Doug Ritter, when we were doing Knives Live. And I've dropped the ball on that this year, guys. So stay tuned. But Doug Ritter, when I did the little flyer or whatever last year, the promotional thing, he said, no, it says Central Standard Time. The time's wrong. And I was like, well, he's like, what's wrong with that sentence? And I said, I don't know. He goes, it's not. And because of the date, we were not, the event was not in standard time. It was in the other kind of time. Now, keep in mind, Doug's a military survivalist guy, right? He's 10 years older than me, at least, right around 10 years older than me, I guess. So I know he's got wisdom out the yin yang. So I changed it. I just said, how about if we just leave it off? Because if I say central, because we changed it from Central Standard to Central, because he thought it would confuse the people in Arizona on what time to tune in, which for me, time zones are just add forwards or add backwards, but I've never thought of Arizona, how it might affect them. Jeffrey Dawson, channel member, lives in Virginia, but resides in a state of confusion mostly. Let me tell you something. Reality is fucking far overrated. And a state of confusion, if you can not even rein it in, but just saddle it up and ride like you would a bull or a surfboard riding a wave, let it happen and realize you're not in control, it'll be great. Blade Ogre is in southeast Texas, right by Louisiana. That's a good. I think most of us who don't live in Texas, and if you haven't driven through Texas, had that pleasure, we underestimate the actual landmass that you're talking about in Texas. Because I've made the mistake of, oh, you must know or be close to such and such as who's in Dallas. So like, dude, I'm half a day away from Dallas. I mean, Texas is a big ass state. And beautiful. I've been to Austin last year. I hung out there for a week. It was great. We did a little tour of downtown Austin. It was kind of touristy. I was there for a corporate thing, but we did this little scavenger hunt deal that exposed us to a lot of what outsiders think Austin's cool is. We didn't go by the mothership. It wouldn't have been open yet. And we didn't go by, and look at stuff like that. It was more old school stuff. But we did go to the Texas State Capitol, and that was fascinating. That we had to find out how tall that statue was. And you know why the Texas State Capitol has the statue that's as tall as it is? It's the tallest Capitol building in the country, probably in the world. But they wanted it to be 8 feet taller, or they wanted it to be taller than U.S. Congress or U.S. Capitol. So Texas's capital just reigns supreme above all. I thought that was badass. And there's some ballsy shit in there. If you walk around, if y'all are ever around Austin, Texas, it sounds like a boring thing to do, but it's not. Take a tour of the Texas State Capitol and just read about that shit that went down there. I mean, fucking hey, dude. I haven't seen the tiny pallet homes, but I've definitely seen tiny homes, and I'm all about those. My daughter, who's an idealist like I was when I graduated college, she's probably starting to have reality creep in a little bit. But she was hoping my ex-wife was going to marry this loaded dude that she was dating for a while, because they were going to give them some land to do a tiny house community on, allegedly. That never came to fruition, though. Red Stick and Acandania. Is that Texas? Red Stick, Texas? Or is that in Vegas? Demon Knock. And that's another thing I should tell you guys in full disclosure. I was an English psychology major, which means I was just trying to get out of school somehow. And world geography and college algebra almost kept me from ever getting out of college. So I'm terrible with geography. I couldn't name all the state capitals. I do know the preamble to the Constitution still. And I do know Canterbury Tales in Old English, the preamble. But I don't know a lot of where places are. That's why I find it fascinating. Demon Knock, I would think if it's, because I would think if you've got that normalcy like everywhere else, where you can go outside, you can do stuff, but then you can go hang with the craziness, that would be a good thing. And I think the tax situation there from a state level is good, right? I'm not sure, but I would think it's a good thing. I would think that if you could stay, because Vegas, most people who know of Vegas, me being the main person um, that I'm referring to, just knows the strip because that's really where we hang out. And then I went off the strip in a taxi ride to go to this badass dispensary, the first dispensary I'd ever gone to, which is a funny story. If we get into story time, we'll tell it about flying back. But it's just, I would think it'd be nice to be able to be away from the craziness. But then if I ever wanted to spend a weekend of crazy, you've always got good music there. And that sphere, I've been seeing stuff on my Instagram reels of that amphitheater or that indoor theater that they just opened that U2 did the first concert in. And if y'all hadn't gone to it, let me go here. Here, Las Vegas. So I don't want to play this because I'll get copyright strike probably. But look at this. This is this new thing that opened in Vegas. And this is the insider, so I'd definitely get, well, maybe if we don't play any. So I'm going to commentate. Let's see, I don't want to renew what your family plan is. Insider, blah, blah, blah. So this is a place where they have concerts. And it looked like, from the part of this U2 concert that I saw, it looked like these people are sitting in a freaking amphitheater looking out. I mean, it's just amazing. So anyway, that's what this thing is. And I didn't know if any of y'all had been there. Because when I was in Vegas last time, it was not up or I wasn't made aware of it. But very cool looking. Yeah, y'all do have it scary asphalt melting hot. I call that urethane eating, which burns your skateboard wheels to melt, But in Alabama and in Tennessee and in Georgia, we get it super, super hot, but a high level of humidity that makes it feel hotter. So we've got lower, I guess, surface temperature than you guys deal with on a regular basis. And dry heat still heat, so I know that probably sucks. But like in the winter and the fall, isn't it nice? I mean, isn't it kind of an out? What is up, Kyle Coonley, channel member? We're just talking about where everybody's hanging out, where they're from or where they are. We're just killing freaking time, dude. Good to see you, man. Robert Douglas, fun to fish in salt chucks, rivers, coastal waters of Vancouver. Oh, I bet. Oh, dude, I bet that is just a beautiful, beautiful place. Vancouver is where they had the first. I'm also a longboarder by hobby and have been skating since 1976. So I've been on a skateboard. I've got 14 setups. I've been on a skateboard for 46 years, 47 years, something like that. But Vancouver's where they had the first board meeting, where they did this long, everybody wore a white shirt and a tie, and they skated down whatever the main drag in Vancouver is. Kind of like in New York, it's called the Broadway Bomb, where it's an 8-mile race, outlaw race down Broadway in the middle of traffic. Second weekend of October for any of you that are in Manhattan. Starting at the Prospect Park and ending at the Bull, the Merrill Lynch Bull, the financial sector Bull. Kyle Coonley is in Ohio. That's where Brant wants to live. I loved Mansfield. Like I said, it was, to me, we went up there when I was in a past life doing a past type of work. I was still a chief marketing officer, but I was doing it for a cabinet company, and we were really hands-on. And we were meeting with the Mansfield plumbing people because we did some tub surrounds and stuff for their whirlpools. And we would also go, and that was Wisconsin. So Mansfield, Ohio is when we would go up there, and it was just so quiet. It was very, very peaceful. And the restaurants that we would stop at, the people were super, super nice, and the food was always really good. And Jeffrey's right at the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains. That is awesome, dude. So what kind of elevation? I don't know where Huntsville is, but I know Montesano Mountains, which is Montesano Mountain, which is the foothills of the Appalachians, is 800 feet higher than where I am. So I know that could make a 2-degree to 5-degree variant. Oh, dude, yeah, I got married. That's called Thorn Crown Chapel. Let me show you what he's talking about. This place is in a place called Rogers, Arkansas. And this is where I went. Not at my Eureka Springs, and it was not at my. I didn't know about it. I'm glad we went there because my ex and I eloped and drug Ab and his girlfriend at the time. But that's Thorn. Can y'all see that? I was so red wine drunk. It looked just like that walking up, except there was no snow on the ground. It was raining like hell. And her parents had shown up, which they weren't supposed to know about it, but that was an inside job. Yeah, that's that place in Eureka Springs. That's kind of what it looked like, except it was raining like hell. But Eureka Springs is a really cool place. It's an artist community up in any of you Arkansas's folks would know this for sure. But I love, that's right where we stayed. That's a cool hotel. And these little streets are so steep. This right here, Ab's the bar we drank in when we saw her parents drive by. If Abner's still in here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but where that green awning is, we were sitting up there getting just shit hammered drunk. And he did give me every opportunity, as a best man should, to bail out. Why is it not letting me scroll through any more pictures? Because there was also a really cool, I still got the cup from this really cool Scotch bar that we stopped at that was underground. And it, like I said, it was raining like hell when we were there. And so this place was underground, and it had a window that looked out to this like rock wall with spring. And so you just see water coming down the wall out this window, and they'd bring you this killer these different single barrel scotches. My arrow goes away when I show it. There it is. Yeah, I recommend, if you want to get weird and you're in Arkansas, go to Eureka Springs for the weekend. Just walk around that place. We rented a little Victorian house there. That again was a nightmare to get to park, to do anything like that. But it was a cool deal, Abner. I'm glad you went with me, brother. I couldn't have made it by myself. Let's see. See who I'm missing. Make sure I've got everybody's GMT. Is that General Mountain Time or Great Mountain Time? I always screw that up. I always have to go to Chicago and let my iPhone figure it out. Grammy the Serenity. to accept those things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. That's why I say when it gets chaotic, think of it as a surfboard or like a 2x4 in a tornado and just ride that bitch. Ed Harrison's giving Ab Taylor some love, saying howdy. Ab, you'd love Ed Harrison, dude. You got to come over here and go to Blade Show with me next year. That's true, buddy. You do. Oh, I need to change my little thing to my golden mushroom. How did I forget that? Mayor Salt, channel member, what's up? And I know I've missed a lot of you guys, and I apologize. Uh-oh. Brother Abner's starting a flame war in the chat. I love you, brother. I used to have this picture right back there before I started doing lives, and now it's over there with Brittany. It's not like I took him down. I took my daughter down too. I do know where knives are made. And since we're here about knives, there's definitely things that I wanted to show you that I'm going to shift gears. I'm way behind the chat. So let me go down, see what. All right. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. No, I'm going to clear the slate. And if I missed where you guys are, or if I've missed anybody, it has not been intentional. It is only because I have scrolled. Chef Rocky, what is up? I'm checking real quick because I don't think Abner Taylor is a moderator. He is a moderator now. Ab, you have a wrench so you can post links. You can do all kinds of shit like that. Let's see if anybody else. And that was a mistake, guys. I'll probably take that wrench back. All right, so what I carried today, because it was Warncliffe Wednesday, even though this is a sheep's foot, I carried my liner lock Vero Axon, which is just a banger, made by Best Tech. And then I carried in my back pocket a hand satin Vero Axon Fixie. This is an amazing knife that I've not yet, Joseph doesn't know, but I will be buying this. And then in my left pocket, and it comes with a really cool, getting back on the Axon, it comes with a really cool retention system where you can wear it inside your waistband, or you can wear it outside and you can canter it. You know, you can, but I like minimalistic shit. So I just got an Ulti clip on it and I keep it in my back pocket. But that is my fixed blade and my primary folder, and then my slip joint. Brian F., what is up? Pretty fly for a knife tech guy, what is up? So I Warncliffe or sheep-footed out with the Jack Wolf Feel Good Jack. Probably one of the sliciest knives I own. Ghost Malone, EDC, what is up? Your ASK, the American Service knife. Paired it with his SE4. That is a strong carry. I love the hollow grind in that knife. And then depending on the tools that you've got it configured for, it's all you need. Pretty fly, I carried the Eutectic Trinity and the Best Tech Skirmish. Sweet. Guys, I'm getting ready to have to wrestle this cat. Put it in my lap. Brian F., I'm so glad. Have they gotten it to you? That is perfect, dude. Congratulations, man. That was my first Instagram giveaway, and Boss Steve, they're just awesome. They actually reached out to see if I wanted to do it, and all I had to do was post the link and get you guys involved. And when somebody that I actually, because I have a lot of people before I started YouTube, I think I told you guys this. I'm a digital marketer by trade. What's up, Jay? A digital evangelist, because you always learn about search engine marketing, paid search, influencer marketing, social media marketing. Companies buy that shit, tons of it. So I was in the business of selling that shit and working with ad exchanges to facilitate those buys and those trades. And so I had a client who had a YouTube channel. I'm not going to pull it up because it's about kids animation. It's kind of a cool channel, but it's never going to get, I don't know how he can push it with what we do or did. But so I had my Instagram kind of going, and I started a YouTube channel because I was always in chats like watching Metal Complex or watching Jared or watching Grateful Panic or watching, you name it. I was in live streams all the time, and started a shorts channel because I felt like I could just recycle my reels from Instagram and it'd be fine. And then I realized, because I'm doing this kind of as a experiment for a client of mine that is spending a lot of money because they do other things too. And then I was never getting any analytics from that. I had to start doing long form content to look at the backs to get the analytics data that I needed to get so I could tell them what they needed to know. So I started doing videos where I talked. They weren't just silent. But yeah, I just got into it, A, for science, for a client, and B, because I was in the knife game anyway. You'll notice I only show off shit in my collection, tell you the good, bad, the ugly about it. If somebody's nice enough, like Tim and Suzanne Kell from TKL Knives, where Jared's Knives being partnered with, I love this little piranha. They're over in Georgia too. So this is a little made in the USA fixie that was sent for me to check out, and I fell in love with it and had to have it because sending stuff back's hard. So I don't accept a lot of stuff. That's the thing. I don't do affiliate links yet. Don't know if I will. I say yet, not that I'm planning to, but I don't want y'all to come back and say, you said something about affiliate links. I think it's great for people to have affiliate links. And I know that they help channels stay self-sufficient because when you click on the link, whatever you go and buy, they're going to get a percentage of that, a commission, which is awesome. All I work for right now is trying to get whatever tier discount I can get for you guys. So like if you look at I've got a donate or a discount link with TKL Knives, and they are in the affiliate business because they're a manufacturer. I was like, no, I don't want to make money off sales. I just want people that watch the channel, if I like it and they want to get it, that they get the best deal. So it's kind of a different philosophy. So I got into it just kind of for the fun. And then, I watched the analytics. I'm not in that job anymore, but I was watching my analytics to be able to help them do stuff different on thumbnails and stuff to get this little children's channel up and going. It was such a weird dichotomy to have a knife channel and then to be advising a client who's got a kids channel. Fucking whack. Jay is carrying his Spidey Smock, TRM Atom, and a Hedgehog. That's a power trio. Guys, I might go have to vape real quick. I'm getting a little bit of a headache. See if that caffeine knocks it down. I'm not going anywhere. Cascade, Blue, Shadow Creek, and the one. So is this all in Texas, Kyle? Or are we in Nevada? I only get parts of the chat. A, because I've got the ADHD and I am very squirrel brain. Demonoc, the PM2 and M4 and Lava Flow, Fat Carbon. That is awesome. And an A Purvis Rook. What a winner. 5-door. 5-door, you're in Texas, aren't you? Carry an XM18 Skinny and a Cavis Vanish some of the day. I love my Vanish. I don't have it out here right now, and I don't have my variants, but I do have, nope, I've got my XM18. My 3.5 inch right here, but out I had my Jurassic because I put skiffs in this. I was running this on washers and I really liked it. It was the first Hinderer Triway, and Brant's laughing, that I ran on the phosphorus bronze. But then I went to the compatibility chart and saw that the skiffs were compatible, and I don't have the number with me. We'll check it together here in a second. But they are just made this knife sweet. Got more of a hydraulic drop now, and I know a lot of that's the lock wash stiffness. But I wish I had a skinny. Great carry, man. Oh, and Roman M went the other direction with the XM Fatty Warney. Sweet. And the Vampire Jack Wolf knives. I love it. Warncliffe, but it's not a fatty. It's a mini for all practical purposes, but it's the size of my first Hinderer. Slip joints. I never wanted a Hinderer. I didn't care anything about Hinderer. Didn't like the design language. Didn't understand the height. Dark Gravity. This had a tan scale before I got it, but Dark Gravity said, check this knife out when we were at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. So I did. And then sometime after that, he said, you really need to carry it before you make a rash judgment. Because I thought it was small. This is a Skinner blade. I just thought, I didn't really get it. And he said, just carry it. And if you like it, you can buy it from me. I'll make you a good deal on it. And so I carried it to Blade Show in 2022. And I'd been slowly just really falling in love with it. And it's on Triway, but it's just on bearings. But this was my first Hinderer. It's an XM18 3-inch. Whoops. And it's the only Hinderer I have that does not have a titanium show side. So if you guys ever come across a 3-inch titanium battle black, smooth or diamond textured, let me know. I will buy it. I've got titanium for my half track. Matching top for my Jurassic. My XM18 in battle bronze. And then I've got a smooth eclipse scale on my stonewash bronze, and it's got battle blue hardware pivot and clip. And then my little 3-inch is battle blue smooth. So I'm not particular if it's smooth or if it's textured. I just want a battle black. The closest I've been able to come is that black micarta. Ghost Malone. That's a very true statement. The SE, I have an SE3 and S35, so it's more of an EDC SE, and then I've got the little SE Candura because the majority of my EDC fixed blading is smaller. So this little Candura is perfect for an urban box opener, EDC, get it done knife, right? And I love it. And I've got knives that cost 3 times, 4 times this much. Like that, but that's an art piece to me that cuts. That's what's special about that, right? It's not the one that I'm necessarily carrying on my daily to get my stuff done, but when I carry it, it just stokes me out. That's a J-Cal from Jason Grant in a called a City Cleaver. And then my other J-Cal, and these are much more expensive than the Essie, is this little chisel grind. But the detail and the fact that it's just his art. I mean, he does all that by eye. His grinds, he doesn't use templates. He just tries to hit them. And then I've got this little guy. Oh, I had it out. I've got my little micro J-Cal. I don't know if you saw that. The handles are the same on all those. And this little guy is just a wicked piercer. You could stick it through an import car door. All right, guys, you're gonna have to give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to go to the little boys' room. I'm gonna turn on my. I don't have Jesus for you to look at, but I'm gonna turn on my little happy mood robot out there, and I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I just moved a table full of knives. I've got 2, and then I want to ask y'all when I get back. So y'all sit tight. All right, guys. I got in some cat issues at the same time. All right, let me get back in. I went to look for some Advil and I can't find that shit. It'll subside. Marisol, channel member, had the Demco 8020 and a Malkoff from Alabama. All right. Show me. I need to find him. Malkoff knives. Whoops. Did y'all see Tippy just bail the fuck out of here? All right, I found a Facebook group. That's not it. It's Malkoff, Texas. All right, let me go back. K-O-F-F-K-O-O-F. I'm familiar with Driver Defense. Dustin Driver, who's in Gunnersville. K-O-F. You'll have to send me a link, Marisol. Todd Carr has got the CJRB Pyrite at the moment. That's a great, great knife. I do not have my Pyrite over here. And I've also got, because I'm getting ready to do my top 5 best budget knives. And for me, I'll give them extra, I've got a great knife for under $50, but I look at budgets under $100. And the Pyrite and the Echo are fantastic, and they're definitely in the top 5. And then I know the Wii Vision R is going to be in the top 5, and I know this is going to be in the top 5. Thanks, Tippy. The Devo Knives Growler V2, and then the Miguron Moirel and the Miguron Polona are all going to be there. They're just that great. Drizzy, get a good night's sleep, buddy. And guys know I'll be here. I got you, Kyle. Golf courses. I used to be let's see, I would do 4 Bloody Marys and probably 2 Coors Lights a hole, do a couple of shots at the turn, and was great. And a long game is not, I won't say great, but I have a very good long game. I would say average to above average from the tee to my short game. Like even a long wedge shot, I'm good up to that point because I'll play scrambles with people and I'm like, this is going to be great. And then we get up to like 10 feet off the fringe, and I might have gotten there in 2, but I'm still 4 out of the fucking hole. I mean, I'm going to 3-putt that motherfucker, and I'm going to over chip, especially if it's a green in Vegas. I imagine that would just be dry as shit. But I love golfing. I think I did. Wait a minute. I got sober 8 years, 6 months ago. I have played golf since then. Oh, did you notice that on the Ed Harrison? Did you notice that on the backdrop that I found? It looked very flavorful, and I figured for Insomniacs Live, I would use that. Chef Rocky, did yours come without a sheet, or do you remember? Because I know I can deductively remember which one it was with a little more info. Demon, I'm a smaller guy. Like I'm 5'6", probably 130 pounds soaking wet. But I've got a medium to large size glove hand, so the 3-inch is actually a perfect size for me. Where the 3.5, I enjoy carrying it because I like a big knife. But this is a big knife compared to that. So again, the blade's shorter by 1/2 inch, but the body is also proportionately thicker. Carry time in the pocket. Tell you what's gotten a lot of time though since I've gotten it has been, where'd it go? Where'd my half track go? All right, y'all, I'm having a senior moment and a banging headache that hopefully will subside here in a second. It should. But this little knife, it's kind of got the thickness and the girth of my 3.5 inch and my Eclipse and my Jurassic, but it's got the Warncliffe blade that I love. I love the way that it's angled up because it's a great chopper, great for cutting lines. MagnaCut, and this one's got a custom clip. It's a Lynch, courtesy of said Stevie, who got it for his McNeese 3.5. They're the same size, but this has a little tab because Hinderers have that tab that it falls down in. And he didn't want to get the tab ground off. And Casey Lynch at Lynch Clips and Stevie are kind of buddies, and they decided just to make a McNeese 3.5 specific Lynch clip. And so this is a Lynch clip that fits all my Hinderers. It just happens to be the Stonewash, which is the color of my XM18 or my half track. So I put it on here. This is on standard bearings. I need to get some more skiffs. Let's go real quick over here. Share this with you kids. I've also got and urge you guys, if you get into the skiff game, buy one of these off the site. It's a great tool on telling you what bearing you're looking for when you take it out. But they've also got a compatibility chart, which is what I've used to find. I've not had to go outside of the compatibility chart to find a set of bearings. So you can come over here and we can go down to our Hinderers. And I also put bearings in my Slim Midi. I've got videos, I think, on my Jurassic, on my my half track. I don't know if that's aired yet. And on the and on the Jurassic. So when we get to hinderers, all of them are 1/4 inch, except for the FireTech, 1/4 inch by 1/16 by 13 ball. So when you look at those, and the bearings I took out, although they are very good bearings, since Hinderer, I guess, is a USA made and sourced company, you guys can see those bearings, right? They're solid phosphorus bronze, and they've got 13 ceramic balls. They're 1/4 inch, which is the pivot size, and then the 1/16 is the height of the ball. So this is what I took out, and I need to put this back in my little bag, because this is part of the tri-way system that ships with the hinderers. Whoops. So what we have, y'all notice a difference off the get-go? So it's a steel bearing, which again, I don't fault them for it, because if you had a hinderer tri-way, they're super smooth, but it's got that track to where you've got this has 9 balls versus 13 balls. So an English major, psychology major like me knows that having a broader surface area is going to be better contact, as long as it's not slowing down the mechanics of the knife. And skiffs make it better. I mean, noticeably better. And what's cool, let me get back over here and share this with y'all again. And we might have some guests drop in. It feels good when I put pressure on my temple. So you can even go up here to Civivis, and they've got every Civivi. So if you're looking at your Elementum, not button lock, they're bearings that'll fit it perfectly. If you go down here to your Devos, which brings me to, you guys know who keeps this list up to date or adds a lot to it. So if you want to upgrade your thick boy like I did, there's a video on it. You go in here and you get your 13 ball, 1/16 by 6 millimeter, pivot 6 millimeter instead of a 1/4 inch, which makes sense because it's made. But yeah, you can just go through here and look at that. And if your knife has bearings in it, they'll have bearings that'll size. They just haven't been put up here yet. But anyways, what I was going to show you guys, see if this is moving with me. All right, so this is the tools section. And these little bit holders, and if you don't want to spend for an aluminum one, anodized aluminum or regular aluminum, I would grab a 2-pack of the 3D printed. If you've got anything that does not have a captive pivot, I've just got mine because it's got a magnet in it, loaded with the T8, which are 99% of my pivots. Let me find a culprit. Let me find a culprit. Well, I need a T10. But Spyderco, if I was having pivot walk while I was trying to take it apart. This is a T8, so it's too small. I'd put a T10 in there. I'd hold it like that, and then I would ring. And I'm excited. I've got a banger screwdriver coming. I did something kind of stupid. 5 doors got a half track, guys. Is it too small for you, dude? I know Tri-State wasn't real pleased with his when he initially got it. I don't know if he ever liked it anymore. But if Brant's in here, I know we could help you find a home for it. The good thing about Hinderers, because I've also got a lot of, not a lot, but I'm a big fan of Medfords. But it's always easier to get your money back out of a Hinderer because of the supply demand than out of a Medford. Good thing for me is I don't sell knives much. I do give them away. All right, so I go in. I'm trying to reload this vape. All right, let me get caught back up. Yeah, the 3.5 Harpoon Spanto is pretty badass. And I still want a what's it called? A slicer grind. Chef Rocky with the denim scale, with the denim micarta scale. Take care, Brian F. Congratulations on your win, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and hanging with us. Jake Howls are so good, guys. I mean, they are just that good. In your hand, they feel fantastic. I feel like a putz because only my small one do I have a proper sheath for. I still got to send the other 2 to Joe, and I just haven't done it yet. It's all right, Knife Nut. I know how it is, buddy. We run around when we get home. It's just good to have you here, my man. But yeah, Ghost Alone, I love my SE3. And what I was saying before I went off Squirrel Brain and showed you the Candura is it's more of an EDC knife because it's a little bit thinner, I think, than the S35VN, but it's a perfect size for me. I think I took it back. For a camp knife. It's a great camp knife. That's what I mainly use it for. Or hiking. When I go hiking, I'll put it on my little shoulder bag. Which one did I just show? Oh, Jeffrey Dawson. I've done that, buddy, more times than I ever want to remember. Maddie, am I that far behind? I went and took a tinkle break. Hold on, Maddie. Did I not? I sent a bunch. If anybody was up and about wanting to stop by, or if anybody was pimping a knife, guys, and I'm sure Maddie DMs you. I'm sure you guys are aware of what Kaiser's been posting. Let me go over here and show this. And I wish I could find my my Tylenol, because I know something would just knock this headache off. I would feel like a champ. There it is. Whoops. I was showing it to my buddy today, and I went to the wrong one, of course. I don't want to get copyright hosed. But guys, that is the Phoenix NS35BN, all bearing ceramic bearings, awesome carbon fiber, looks like a lava flow, a little bit muted, maybe orange, maybe Arizona lava flow. Bad stuff, guys, as in cool. Maddie, I was showing it to EDC, my local buddy today, um, and he loved it. He was showing me he just got, and he's one that flies on a lot more frou-frou knives, but he just got in because he was interested in it. Let me share. And I handled it today, and I was very impressed. I don't remember the name of it. Here, this guy right here, the Mystic. It reminds me of a Thrasher. Let's see if I can find another picture of it. Looks a little bit Brian Brownish. Kind of got that Brian Brown. And guys, the cat is tripping me out. But it kind of has vibes like that the Mystic does. Throwing down some of my knife boxes over there. Check your DM, Master. Let's see who else I missed here. Chris, what is up, buddy? And I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm not too loud. Let's change the music. $11:44 Central Time. We've only been going for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we've got, he does, you're right, Enoch. Guys, by the way, these are on, the reason I bought this, what most people would consider, including me, a very puke colored Raptor 2, is that it was on sale. It's a Smoky Mountain Knives exclusive. But now they have all of their Raptors on sale. It doesn't make them cheap, but it knocks $100 off. Hold on, let me share. Watch this. Sharing's caring. These were $375. They are now $268. $69.99. You sizzle that. $67.50 for interest-free payments. The only thing I will make you aware of, and it doesn't bother me at all, but instead of it being inlaid, that is structural fat carbon fiber show side, which I like that. It makes it lighter. I've got a Jaeger. It doesn't have carbon fiber, but it's got micarta inlaid to the titanium. They also do some Raptors. If you look at other Raptors, look at other version 2s, but I would assume they've got some full ties and they've got some ties with different inlays. But that's a full show side scale with a little zircuity clip or whatever you call the back spacer, and the clip and the ring around the pivot is something different. Let's see what they call that. Let's share and read together, shall we? And y'all are probably saying, fuck no, I don't care anything about that pivot. Titanium hardware, titanium backspacer, nothing exciting. So that's what it is, titanium. Sharp Guy ATX, what is up? Yeah, Southern Ohio is northern Kentucky, according to Tri-State. And when I drive up 65 to Chicago and go through there, it is much more pretty. I feel the headache starting to break. Hey, Josh Branson, channel member, let me tell you a secret, buddy. I'm an old dude. It takes a while, even in this hobby. When I first started, and I say first started, this is kind of a joke. When I got back into the hobby, it was right when lockdown started. I was watching like Metal Complex, Slicey Dicey. I don't even know if Jared had started yet. When I first started and subscribed to Jared, he was at a couple hundred subs. But so I got into the game when Lefty started, and Kyle and Chris, and Grateful Panic, and all those guys. And I was loving being able to grab a Civivi. I was loving being able to grab a Kaiser Vanguard. I never felt comfortable buying the more expensive knives, and I didn't have the means to, right? I mean, things happened for me professionally that allowed me that ability, right? Granted, I could have taken trips with a girlfriend that I'm not with anymore, which, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be able to do this, and this makes me much more happy than that did. But don't get discouraged, dude. Just you can. There are a lot of different ways to look at it, and I'm trying to think if it was duty. I don't know if y'all saw his unboxing on his Oz Roosevelt and how he was putting back for it, because it was just a knife he wanted, and he even talks about how his progression of what he thought was the ceiling of he would never go over, and this is all in a 2-year period. That's true, and I didn't mean to. Kentucky keeps Alabama from bumping bottom, so I get it, and I didn't mean it like that. I just meant having the kind of rusticness there, and then your technological self-sufficient right across the river is probably nice. Or Tri-State says he loves to go over there and drink with his mom on business night out or whatever. Budget Guy nailed it out of the park. It's the tiny things in life out of everything that I have in a collection. It's just because I got weird on that moment. It was guitar effects and amps before this, skateboards before that, things that are never needed, but something would strike my interest, and then because I'm neurodivergent or neuro abnormal or just fucked up in the head, I will go deep in something, usually for about a year, and then I veer out of it. That's why I say about the knife community, we use it as a cliche, but came for the knives. I've stuck around this long, guys, for the people. I mean, that's the only reason I am so still involved with knives, um, is because I get to share the either enthusiasm or the disgust, which I rarely, and you guys have to remember, I don't have people sending me knives to review, or I'd probably get a lot more that I could talk bad about. I'm going through and I'm categorizing my collection. And this is what I was going to ask you guys. So I've had people asking, and I did a members only series when I first started. And now I've started to kind of prioritize giveaways to members only because they're so supportive of the channel, and my giveaways are getting to be knives I should be selling on that sale, but I don't want to do that. My question is, would people be interested in a collection dive? It would actually have to be four. I'd have to do it an Apache case at a time. But I always think that's such a long, grueling, for lack of a better word, just flex. I mean, I can show, and most of my knives, if they're still in my collection, I mean, there's stories to all the ones that are still in my collection, and I can do like 2 or 3 minutes a knife. Um, I just don't know if people have asked me in comments, and I just don't know how interested y'all would be to see this little box, Blade HQ exclusive. I forget what it's called. I'd have to get my notes out, my spreadsheets. And it might not matter because I'm having writer's block, and it's not writers because I don't write shit. But sweet, buddy. Did you order them from Skiff? Great people over there. And remember, if you ever want to, it does me. I don't get anything off it, but if you use Javon 10 or Lefty 10, that's who I always use to get 10% off, so you can save you a little cash. Yeah, I'm curious. Have you ever tried Pretty Fly or Knife Nut 69? Have y'all ever tried Slick 'em All? For my washers, I've actually got 2 tubes of it. So when I put the washers in the Jurassic, the reason this one's kind of low, and it's easier to use this stuff when you do a complete breakdown. And I don't have the steel Tiffany sales now. But that stuff right there, that blue goodness, is just the bomb for washers and detent balls. And people say that it's great for bearings. I've run, if you've got good skiffs or good ceramic bearings, they can run dry. I mean, people yell at me, and that's fine, but that's what the ceramic self lubricating bearings are designed to do. But I like to run them with a little bit of my favorite, and it's for no other reason than it's my favorite, is nano oil, either the 10 weight or the 85, because you can get nano 10, which is the same as KPL, the same weight or viscosity is KPL original. And then you can get nano 85, which is the same viscosity as KPL heavy. And then I've also gotten into some of Scott's Gunny Glides. I've got a couple of bottles I bought of that because when I look at knife accessories like lubes, cleaners, Those are things I can buy a lot of. So I've got a shitload of that kind of stuff. I've got sharpening systems. I've got a sharp maker, Spyderco. If anybody's looking, I need to have a sale at some point. But yeah, the Slickamall, I think it's a banging substance to use on, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just think it's a great lubricant for your bearings, bushings, not bushings, washers. All right, I'm gonna kill this headache somehow. It's not a normal headache. It's like I don't know what I call it, pressure headache. Fucked up. It's not normal. I mean, it's not, buddy. Let me tell you something, my man. I empathize with you. I was 1990, 2016. 2016, my marriage ended after 20 years. At the time, I was an alcoholic addict. Went to marriage counseling because I had a 14-year-old daughter at the time, and I wanted to work through, any differences, see if we could. We couldn't, but we learned to work together. It was a great thing. And my marriage counselor suggested I go to AA, which is another story. So I kicked the addiction demons that I was dealing with and was not living in my house, trying to sell it at the time, living back at my high school home with my mom. Just switched jobs. Dude, it was just a dark, dark, dark time. And it gets better. That's the only reason I say that. Just hang in there. And this community saved my life more than once, more than twice. Um, these guys, you guys, are the closest. And I have family. I have a dementia dad who lives really close, and then I have my mom who's loving my life who lives pretty close, and a daughter. But you guys are the people I hang out with. You guys are the people I look forward to seeing when I can, when we go to different shows. Sharing, I like the word sharing better, Josh. Sharing is caring. And the only reason I would show them is, I mean, guys, I'm the perfect example of someone who's what they get into can radically evolve. I mean, I was up until, I want to say, I'm not seeing. I'm trying to read. Let me see if this helps. Trying to kill the migraines. But I was, get back on my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Yeah, this is not where I'm going with that, but this makes me think about it. Mine collecting has changed so radically that 4 months ago I would have said, I don't care about slip joints. I don't want to see a slip joint. It doesn't do anything for me. And I meant that. I had no interest. And once I tried one, I don't know why. It was sharp and shiny, and they were made different. And I bought a lot of different, like some Rough Rider Reserves that I heard anyone thinking about checking out if a slip joint's right for you. Go to Smoky Mountain Knives or your favorite retailer that carries Rough Rider Reserve and just search Rough Rider Reserve. They're about $40. They have all different patterns. I think they're VG10. And I found that these knives were done very well. Get a great knife for under $35. This little brother, Watchman from Amazon, is in VG10. I'm sorry, the Rough Riders are D2. This little guy is in VG10, has absolutely no wiggle on the blade, carbon fiber, or you can get it in ivory, dead nuts, sharp as shit for 35 bucks. And it comes to you in 2 days if you're an Amazon Prime member. So the thing that got me excited about split joints, like right now, they were $99. At the time, what I'd gotten in my collecting, I was looking at Hinder from time to time, but they had these little Boker Tree brand Smoky Mountain Knife exclusives in A1 tool steel down from 160 to 99. These are $70 now on their site. Several of them, because I was picking up modern slip joints and I was picking up traditional made slip joints from wherever I could find them, right? Because I'm an addict and it was a totally different knife that I had no interest in. To me, it's still bizarre. I could have cared less about these little. Now, with finding American made GECs on the secondary, and carrying my Jack Wolf, I only have, I will say this, I've restrained myself more than I would have thought. I thought when I got my first Jack Wolf, I would have a real hard time not collecting them or not trying to chase them all. But I've only picked up the two that I picked up within a week of each other. And I think that's enough for right now. The Pioneer Jack, I really like. I really like the laid back, but these Great Eastern Cutlery, except for the fact that they are, this one's in 440. No, this one's in 1095 carbon tool steel. This is the Yellow Rose Barlow. But this is a knife like was made using the same equipment, the same construction techniques, like we were making knives back in the day, using the authentic patterns. So there's some nostalgia there that I think they're cool. You know, now I do. And then the other weirdest thing ever that happened, and the reason it happened is I was watching Lefty EDC, and he got me hooked. This I pulled this one out because he actually sold me this, and it's got a Kyle Coonley edge on it. But the little chickadee, when Lefty said it was so, and if you ever hear Lefty talk about a chickadee anymore, no, he's moved on. But he talked about how he carried this every day. So I started out with a Tucson TS 150, which is about a quarter inch shorter than this knife, but it's only 43 bucks in S90V. And I realized real quick that I would carry this knife appendix style as long as I wasn't tucking it in my shirt. It was an easy carry, or I could just drop it in my pocket. Once that happened, I started going down the rabbit hole of trying all the different fixed blades. And I'm not talking about fixed blades that I'm going to go use to feather stick to, I've got a few that'll do that, but mainly just EDC fixed blades, right? Which for me are opening Amazon packages. And that's one that came in last week from Nash Sale. That is an Amsler Hurricane Razor. You might have seen Tri-State show his off. He's got a couple of these. Amsler Tools, American made. Little neck razor, or I keep it as a pocket dropper, because if you wear a shirt, like my work shirts, you can drop that clip in just like a ballpoint pen and just keep it in your front shirt pocket. And then I found, the small fixed blade world, guys, opened up my eyes to just some killer knives. This little knife, I got it White Mountain Knives. It is a Tucson Micro Mini M390 night morning design, compound grind now, wacky Tanto, $47 before my 10% discount. I just dropped that in my pocket. It's just a great knife. And then I found stuff like Tyler Denny, T. Denny Custom Knives. He makes one, well, he makes a few others, but 90% of what he makes is this one knife, the Apprentice. This little guy is in vintage caramel micarta, which it does look like caramel. It doesn't look like micarta. A little slab of full tang, I want to say 64, 65 heat treated Magna Cut. And this one's acid washed. The next one of these I'm going to get is going to be in carbon fiber with the satin. He does them both in satin and in carbon fiber or micarta. They run anywhere from 175 to 190. But talk about a slicer. This is not like when I look at my see, or I look at my TKL. These are knives I can jab into a car door. You know, if I need to drive this into a piece of wood, I can. This is more, I'm going to cut fruit, cut somebody, open packages, right? Because it's very, very thin. But I had no idea. Because keep in mind, I came to this hobby through YouTube, through people talking about action, people talking about blade steel, people talking about, you know, modern folders, not a lot of people talking about fixed blades. And the weirdest thing is, not only David Helka, welcome, brother. Not only did I start collecting and really enjoy carrying fixed blades, weird grinds that I would never consider, like a chisel grind that this little Joey Roman is in. It's a little mini Tanto. But I really appreciate them. I love them. And I started making videos about them. And for some reason, I don't know why, but if you look at my videos and you look at three categories, if you said we got fixed blades, modern folders, and slip joints, that's exactly how my views go. So if I do anything on a fixed blade, I'm going to get 30 or 40% more views than on any folder or groups of modern folders. And then those are going to get 40 or 50% more than slip joints, which tells me that either it makes sense that I know the least amount about slip joints, so I'm probably not the guy to watch talk about them. I just talk about how they make me feel, how I like them, you know, point out if they're straight or not, but I don't know the right terms for the different patterns and stuff. Same with fixed blades. You know, I'm talking about how I use them to open packages or cut weeds or do crazy shit like that. Nothing like Scab is doing by chopping stuff up. But I think it's the way most of us, at least if we're in the city, would use it. But I mean, it's just so nuts that I'm experiencing and really enjoying things that were so far out of anything. I would have bet huge sums of money that no, I'll never get into fixed blades. I'm safe there. That's why I'm not bought. I keep an Apple Watch. I'm rocking the latest OS with my, you can't see it, but my Snoopy band. Oh, dude, I can only imagine. I'm so excited. If the first show I went to before my first Blade show, which was 2 years ago, because again, this whole EDC knife thing, enthusiast side of it is new for me. But it was the Nashville Custom Knife Show, which was the New York City Custom Knife Show that was moved to Nashville during COVID. So that was in 2022. Um, and that was the first knife show I went to. That's where I bought my TRM Shadow, and that is where I bought my ProTech Malibu. Both of those were available. I bought the Malibu from Dave, the owner of ProTech, and brought the Shadow from one of the gals at TRM. And stay tuned because there might be some exciting news for a future Friday Night Flicks guest. Um, I'm hoping that's what the email was about. Coming on to talk to you guys and talk to me about their knives and what they do, and that would be the team at TRM. They're my favorite U.S. manufacturer. I don't know if y'all have watched that video, but not just because I'm crazy about their knives and the fact that they're simple, understated, elegant little washer knives that are heat treated to perfection, that are slicey as all get out. But these are some of the most charitable human beings in the knife game, definitely in the USA knife game. Marianne and Lee Halpern are saints of people. I mean, I'm raising for giveaways for Nas Live, witnessing what they did and everything. We lost Jason Brown, Brother Brown, be up always. Um, and I know they do a lot of stuff in their local community. You can Google it. They don't talk about it. But when you've got a company that makes cool shit, which is what attracted me to them in the first place, but is local and practices what they preach, and they love dogs. I love it. Josh Branson, it's no hard to, man, dude, I've got a coaster that says, I wish I had a speed bump between my brain and my tongue. There's nothing wrong with saying anything wrong here or the wrong term. I get terms wrong all the time. And what sucks being on that side where I've spent most of my time in chat rooms is I can type something out, and depending on the 3 or 4 people that are reading that comment, they might all get something totally different from it because it's unspoken. They don't see my facial expressions. They don't hear the voice that I said it in. And, you know, a lot of times it just throws stuff off. Oh, yeah, but Five Door, I bet those were awesome. And if you think about, that's probably, tell me if I'm wrong, one guy spending probably 3 months on one knife, and a lot of that value goes into the materials, the handle materials. And I know those custom slip joint guys are into all kinds of exotic, what am I looking for? The words I'm looking for, not stag, but all kinds of different exotic materials. As Josh Branson says, not that there's anything wrong about that. How Coonley, if I punched myself in my nuts, I would probably get another inflamed nut like I did in college, jumping on a shovel as a landscaper for about a summer. That was horrible. Never want that to happen again. And the headache is more of an annoyance than it is a headache. I can just feel it in both my temples. And it's, I would almost think it's a caffeine headache. Maybe it's from too much caffeine. That's why this isn't helping. But I'm going to survive it. I'm not worried about it. I am going to get some more, because I don't take it much, but I am going to get some ibuprofen tomorrow because that shit works all the time. Because punching in the nuts would work if you didn't have a grapefruit-sized nut when you were in college and wake up one morning terrified, not able to pee, and have to go to the doctor thinking they were going to tell you were going to lose it. Twang thing, it's sad, it's par for the course. The good news is, hopefully they'll replace them. I've not purchased any of the nicer cases, but I've heard from people who have, primarily Pocket Metal. He's kind of my slip joint guy. This is one of two that I have. It's a little tool steel and underwhelming. This one's not totally off center, not rubbing or anything. But I hate that. I hate anytime we get a knife in because I'm convinced that, and that could be what's wrong with my head, is I'm not getting enough dopamine because I don't have anything inbound. But I do think that's part of, because I am a recovering addict, so I'm a drug addict. I know what it was like to chase, to get what I was chasing, and then how the whole vicious cycle starts again. So writing for the hookup was probably the most anticipatory part, which is kind of like when you're tracking that package coming in. Um, so anytime something comes in and it's not right, it sucks. The good news is, hopefully, if you like the knives, the people that'll replace them will look for those defects that you didn't like, um, and know that you're not alone. That we all have to send shit back. But I'm the one. I make fun of Lefty in person, not just on live. He's not in, but when we're talking, I feel blessed that I don't have his eye. I think his eye makes him the perfect partner for Colin. And I think Devo Knives is so successful in big part to Lefty's very scrutinous. For me, even though I do have some OCD, I don't have a problem if something's not perfectly centered. If it's a problem, I'll send it back right now. And I've already talked today at Project. I've got this Snordax that I picked up in Nashville last year. Can you hear that? I can feel it. You can't really hear it, but it's got the tiniest little bit of detail flash that my Malibu has none of. So I can, when I pick it up out of my case, I can feel it because the aluminum handle, the Magna Cup blade's heavier, and I can feel that little, I don't know, a 16th or a 32nd of the space between the detent ball and what's letting it kind of have that tiny bit of movement. I don't know if y'all can see that. But I haven't sent it back in over a year. And I talked to him last week and I said, John, just fill out the form, print it out, put it in a box. You'll have it back in 10 days. We can fix that. Because I don't have, I think that's, I don't think those are torch bits. And I don't know if I took it apart, if I would be able to fix it. A lot of times you can't just by taking it apart. But that just shows that I'm not super picky. Most people, Lefty would have sent this back right away with the ass burning email. I'm not. I want to send it back in. And there's obviously something funky going on with it because I can notice it. Josh, buddy, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to hear. And not that you went through that, not that anybody should go through that, but hopefully what it's done for me and hopefully what it does for you. Um, why am I getting meta comment? People liking my, see, Instagram's fucking sus. Anyway, I diverged 'cause I just had a notification come up. But hang on, no matter how shitty and dark things get, try to remember what that was like. And even if you're struggling with your quitting, like Scab says, never stop quitting. You know, relapse is part of the program. It doesn't have to be. I, knock on wood, have yet to relapse. I hope I don't. But I'm a in my group, in my AA group, I'm the rarity. Um, we're not all perfect. None of us are perfect. So just keep trying and know that all the shit that we're dealing with when we come out of addiction, we kind of dug ourselves this hole of shit for years and years and years that we didn't pay attention to. So part of the getting our soul back is filling in those gaps, which makes it hard to do things we enjoy. But know that it'll get better, dude. That's the most. If you get anything out of the night, know that it will get better. I promise you that. I'm living proof. And guess what? It still sucks. Sobriety is not overrated, but it's not. Life still goes on. You still have heartache. You still have tragedy. You still have injustice. You still have things that before we would numb ourselves or maybe be a little more, it was easier for us to let it slide because we were nodded off or God knows what else. But you feel for the first time. For me, it was really feeling for the first time since I was 15 years old, and I wasn't using it as a crutch. And you guys just stick around long enough. Talk if they're knives that you're looking for, regardless of how silly you think they are, and they're in your range. Reach out to the community, make a post, um, check knife sale, um, but reach out because people have knives. They might have the knives you're looking for, and they might do something kind for you, make you a great deal. Um, and then as times go on, you'll start to really. Because it took me 2 years, year and a half before I bought my first Grail, which was ever. I'm one of the few people who love this so much. I've got the little one too, and the matchy matchy. But this is my most expensive knife about a year and a half ago. Loved it. Never thought, and I'm gonna urge normal if you do what we all do, and if you're not there yet because you're new to the hobby, you can kind of know what to expect. And it's just a good perspective. So I'm going to pull up a video and I'm going to have you guys go watch it. Let me see. And then I'll maybe have y'all comment on it and I'll give you something. Let me see something here. Hold on. I just think it's that good. I don't know. There are probably so many comments on here. It'd be hard for me to do a giveaway. Let's see. Yeah, there are already 99 comments. But I want y'all to watch this video on the honor system and then come back and we'll do a giveaway. I'm going to put the link in the chat, but this is over at Duties. That's his Grail that he saved up for, but he talks about his journey through the knives. It's starting with the Rat 1. And before that, and I just find it a great video. Did I like it? Fuck no. All right. So I'm going to share this. And y'all feel free to like it. If you're not subscribed to Duty, I watch him daily. I look forward to his content. But check this out and then come back and we'll do a giveaway in the chat for something cool that I was thinking about giving away Friday, but I can give it away tonight. I'll even pin this or I'll star it. Let's see, I'll pin it. I'll go over here. And again, feel free to say we're bombing Duty because we love you. You can let him know I sent you over there. But I think y'all enjoy this video. I think it will, even if you just start watching it and go back and watch it later, it's a good one. I really did. I watched it, every bit of it. Great, Colby. I just thought it was a really good video. When I see something that has an impact like that on me, cool, knife nut. Chef Rocky, we need to do a giveaway before you fall asleep. So what I'm going to give away, and then I'm not going to quit until y'all all leave. But this was a grail of mine before the Benchmade 940 was a grail because you could not get this knife. This is the Fair and Forge Stinger. I think it's one of the perfect EDC knives. The reason I'm willing to part with it, even though it's better than my titanium, I can't middle finger flick my titanium Fair and Forge Stinger, but I can middle finger flick off this little Fuller, this one all day long, but it's got a traditional flipper, Nitro V, super thin. It's got my 17-degree edge on it. Closest thing, really, to a TRM in terms of slicey little beast. Well, Demon, I hope you win, buddy. So we're going to make one of you guys. I just don't carry it anymore, guys. I've got so many knives that I collected over the years that Kevin or somebody convinced me I needed, and I did. I love this knife. But like I said, I've got the Thai version, and we're going to let this go to one of you guys. But you got to promise me that you'll go watch Duty's video if you haven't seen it, only because I think you'll enjoy it. And what we're going to do, because Chef Rocky's tired, I'm not going to stop. We're going to go ahead and do the giveaway, though, because I want Chef Rocky to be involved. So let me go to my, I've got it bookmarked. Where is that damn thing? There it is. Choose a live stream. No hashtag. No capital letters. All right, guys. Start throwing your comment in here. And since we've got tired people, I won't let it run that long. There are, I want to say, like 40 of us in here. Drop some duties in the chat, and it'll hit somebody a Fair and Forge Stinger with a 17-degree edge that's never cut anything more than paper. It's in great shape, like new. May even have skiffs in it. I could take it apart and check for you. I don't have skiffs for it, but I think this one did get a skiff upgrade early on. And it'll get a bunch of Javon stickers and magnets will be in there too. It's a nice little midweek swag pack. But you got to go watch the Duty video. I know y'all all will. And then I'm still working on what to give away Friday night in the general chat. I'm going to come up with something cool. Maybe a fixed blade. And the members giveaway this week is this badass. This is the Kubi Vagrant in full tie and S30V. It's what made me realize that Kubi was not just an amazing budget knife maker. This thing has, and this is before they were OEMing for Devo. This was like a $115 Amazon purchase. It's got the 17-degree TS Prof Javon edge on it with the knees. Stopping at about 650 grit. I don't polish them up. Great knife. Duty, Robert, is a great guy, and Duty is killing it. And I didn't find his content until late this year. I found him, Puerto Rican with the knife, who's knifed out now, and a couple others of those guys in their Blade Brigade. I've watched that a couple times. Um, but yeah, I don't. Good guy. And we kind of see knives a lot of the same way. When I watch his videos, I'm like, yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. So we got 27 of y'all in so far. We got 40 in here. So y'all throw duties up there. Get as many of y'all in for the Fair and Forged Stinger as possible. If you don't want it, you can give it away or you can sell it on. I'd let it come in and I would sell it on mass sale for $100. Let's see if they're still. Blade HQ might have them back in, but I don't know if the same blade's still. Let me see. See how much they are. They got one as is for $79.99 with a blim. It's a bargain bin item, and they don't have any more stingers in stock. So that tells me that you could get $100 for it without blinking and without feeling like you're being an asshole to the person buying it. All right, guys. We got people in there. How many do we have in our? So far, we've got 29 entries. I've got Chef Rocky who's tired. There's 7 of you who haven't entered. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down from 10 and I'm going to roll this bitch. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Throw a duty in there if you want to play. 4, 3. Must be 18. Must have a continental U.S. mailing address and must be kind. 2, 1. Good luck, guys. Uh-oh. Who's it going to be? Jay. Corskaden. Corskaden. Congratulations, Jay. And it'll come with a swag pack too. And Jay, I'm going to throw my Gmail up here, even though I think I've got you, but just to make sure. If you send me this tonight, your address, I will send you the NAV tomorrow. And with your email address, that's why I asked that you email me, not DM me. I'll pop it in Pirate Ship and it sends you tracking so you know when it's going to get there. Congratulations, Jay. The good news was, with all you guys that hang with me, I don't ever publicize giveaways, so I always know it's going to go to somebody who I know. And that's the biggest thing. You know, we've had to pull back 1 or 2. And luckily, we had Autumn Wind come back because I didn't know them at the time. Just because I never will put giveaways in the title because that's how you get a lot of people in your live that keep asking, the spam in the chat, when's the giveaway? When's the giveaway? And they're there to just get knives. And we're here to hang out, like I put in my description, right? Yeah, the icky turd burglars. But we're here for knife chat, non-knife chat, community fellowship mainly, to lean on each other, and general shenanigans. Giveaways are just a bonus. And I'm glad Jay won. But Jay, shoot me an email, buddy. And Colby, there'll be more opportunities, my friend. And like I said, my goal is to have everybody get something out of the lives besides just banter. Yeah, and guys, I say this on all my members' lives when I do the giveaway videos. If you win several times, I don't expect you not to enter every giveaway I have. If you're a channel member, enter every channel member giveaway I have. If you're not a channel member, enter every giveaway I have. Just because you won a few times, I don't think this guy or gal is greedy. They shouldn't be playing anymore. I think that karma is truly sending the knives for me where they need to go. So the only way that can really happen is for you guys always to enter, right? And if somebody wins several times, what I've seen happen is they always go and DKSF it. Last time Jay won, he gifted it to Christy. But you got a quick question. Any thoughts on the Titan International? I've not looked at those, but let me look at them because I've got very many thoughts on many Amazon brands. Some good, some not. Well, I take that back. The one that y'all know, the elephant in the room, is one of the best knives I've bought for the price that I paid for it. Took it apart, have been amazed by it. It's just a blatant ripoff. And I've also purchased some that were very cheap. So let's see. Titan International. Let's look. Then I'll share the screen. I think I saw this on Doom's channel. Hold on a second. I saw something like this on Doom's channel. The price does not scare me because what scares me if the price was higher is the Damascus because we don't really know what it is, right? But to me, that looks very much like you're getting a lot more value than the $20 that you're putting into it. Another one, while we're here, if you search Brother Slip Joint, or we'll just do Brother Knife, because I want you to see their fixed blades too. Because I can recommend these, even though one of them that I like the best is Sus, because I think it's a blatant ripoff. This knife is an Ethan Grove 225. It's a blatant ripoff of a Strider. I wanted to hate it. I should have never ordered it because that just made me part of the problem, but I did it for science, expecting it to suck. I've got news. It does not suck, but it's not right to buy it because it's a blatant ripoff. Um, but they make other knives that I went back and bought and have since given away. So this is that brother I just showed you guys, the slip joint. Carbon fiber VG10, $39.99. It's Amazon brand only. 1508. Great knife. If you like this, not carbon fiber, but ivory, it's also available. This little knife right here, guys, is the one that I bought two of. Ended up giving them both away, but I did a blade swap. I had the black one first, and then I ordered the blue because I wanted to put the black out blade on the black G10 handle. But for $22 in D2, it's a fantastic knife. What makes it sus? Can you see that? Even down to the grind line. It's a complete replica, except this is thicker and that one's slicier. So again, I've got a problem. What I don't know and what's not fair is I don't know if Brother has anything to do with Essie. They might have an agreement that they, who knows? I don't know how the inner workings of the knife business are, but the brothers are fantastic. They do locking knives. If we do brother knives, they do some really nice fixed blades. I've had a couple of their fixed blades that I gave away. I just showed you two. These are little locking traditional knives that I think are done very well. $22. Can't go wrong there. But then, see, I've got a problem with that. And that's probably a brother knife. It's a Watchman. Y'all see any problem with that knife? Definitely drew its inspiration from the Mannix. But like these are fixed blades that come with great sheaths, $30. I didn't have this one. G-Ball's got this one. I had this one. I sent this to brother Jim Miller. This is the one I had purchased June 23, and I gave it away. But if you're looking for a good knife, it's not a lot of money. Again, when you look at it, it does kind of look like other people's knives. But it doesn't look, I just don't know, right? I know when I look at the Grow EF225, it makes me feel dirty. I felt bad reviewing that knife. This to me looks just like an Essie Azula. And this, is the same company that makes that little Candura looking knife. But guys, this is a $31 fixed blade. And this is that Watchman that I just showed you in carbon fiber with knife cow bone, smooth bone for $42. Yeah, it's cow bone, but it's a nice knife. So they're out there on Amazon. And then there's some that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And a lot of people are. The good news is there are a lot of Ned Frost reviews because they reached out to every YouTuber I imagine. I got an email from them wanting me to go to their site, pick out a couple of knives, buy them so I could be a verified reviewer, and then they would PayPal me the exact amount of money that I spent so that I was actually getting the knives to review, but I could be a verified reviewer when I left a comment. I found that a little shady, and I wasn't crazy about any of the knives, so I passed on it. But I did notice a lot of people bringing them in, which is good. So I've seen some that had good experiences with them. Great knife. That's going to make my top. That's where I bought this knife that I've got in my other case. That's going to make my top 10 budget knives. But yeah, if you go in here and you go Ned Frost, they've got a huge, I guess, influencer group, right? So when you go to their website, as you might imagine, you see shit like this and stuff that's like this, and you'll see stuff that's a lot more expensive too. They've got a lot of knives that are in the 60, 70. Why am I not seeing those? Hold on a second. See, like these Damascus blades would make me nervous as hell to have that knife for $85. And people seem to really like it. But I was not interested. Because again, that's something my channel one day might have affiliate links. If it makes sense for people that watch the channel, I don't mind saying if you're going to buy this knife and you use my affiliate link, you're not going to be charged any more money. You can use a discount code, and it helps the channel because I use people's affiliate links for that same reason. But I don't want to get to be a channel that all of a sudden, I think this is cool too. Have y'all seen that? As my ADHD brain goes crazy. Lauren, I'm going to show you a great budget clip point. But this little thing here is a Zippo insert. If you carry Zippo lighters, and you can carry your Torx, like if you've got some Weehaw bits, you can put your 6, your 8, and your 10 right there and keep a Phillips head and carry this in your spare lighter in your bug out bag and always have a bit driver. 15 bucks. I think that's pretty cool. And it's branded by Zippo. But if we go, and I'm going to end up at Rough Rider, but they're more expensive because I've got one in mind. Actually, two. I'm going to show you one that's a little on the higher end, but it's on the higher end of a knife that you're getting at a great value. Flip point fixed blade. That's not what I wanted. I don't like pocket clips on my slip joints, but Pocket Metal swears by this knife. He loves it. I'm not a big fan of Browning, but that's just because I've not had any experiences with them. Now, brother, this is a locking knife. I was hoping to find this pattern in a slip joint. See, it's got the back lock. Because I think this is a beautiful representation. And these Travistas are too expensive. Stay the frick away from them. This is more of a spear point, but this is a really good knife. And then I'm going to take you on a little journey with me. I'll go to their specials, flash sales. I don't have tool steel. All right, never mind. Let me do this. So these are probably not what you meant by budget. And then we'll go look at a couple of others. But there's a little Barlow here. These were 150. They're 79 now. That's the Trapper, which is a little bit larger. So that is going to be a 3-inch closed, 3-inch blade, 4 1/4 closed. And then the one I've got, I bought all these when they were $99, which I still thought was a great savings. There's that little booger. Hold on. So these are great bigger clip points or mid-sized clip points in tool steel or in, I think that's 440 or N690. But the one I got, I had to stop. Hold on. Wow, somebody must have bought it tonight because it was here. It was here. This is the knife. It's small though, but I've got Barlow trapper, and I'll show you the difference in size, but they're both clip points. So the Barlow's a little guy. And I love the way these patina, this was so shiny when I got it. That's a small clip point with the half stop. And I'm going to take you and show you a couple other ones. And then this one's still in stock. It doesn't have a half stop. This is the big trapper, but they also have a Stockman that's a little bit smaller than this. And these are still in stock. Great knives, but they don't have a half stop. And then, let's share again. And if anybody's come in and I'm missing you, I apologize, but I'll be back with the chat shortly. Rough Rider, I've heard, are really good, and they're much cheaper, but I like the Rough Rider Reserve. I don't have a humpback, and that's on a clip point. I do have that a lot bigger than I expected it to be. But these knives are tight. They're made overseas, but they've got evidently pretty high quality control standards. And Smoky Mountain Knife works great about if you see one or you get one that's not to your standard, you can just send it back. There's a sweet clip point, and I'll show you another cool clip. This is more of a I love this knife. More of a spear point. I'll show it to you in a second. Mic check. Mic check. Chicka check. Chicka check. Chicka chicka Slim Shady. Uh, Chicka chicka Slim Shady. Hotter than a set of twin babies. And the Mercedes Benz with the windows up and the tint goes up to the mid 80s. Y'all act like you never seen a white person before. Y'all's all on the floor like Pam and Tommy just burst in the door, started whooping her ass worse than before. First they divorced, throwing her over the furniture. Ah, it's the return of the, oh wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said nothing. He's dead. He's locked in my basement. Hey, Javon, what would be a fair price on a Boca Plus 51? Damn asking. Okay. Let me see what that knife is, my friend. Boca Plus. And never feel bad because when we're selling knives, right, we don't know what the market's going to bear. We don't know. And just because you bought it for maybe a bro deal doesn't mean you need to sell it for a bro deal. So when I look at this knife, I can buy a new one for 5.25, 5.52, or 4.80. And the reason, what I was saying before I lost my train of thought, buddy, is never feel bad about what you're asking because we're all trying to figure out what knives are worth. We don't know, and chances are, if somebody likes the knife, they're going to reach out to you on NAF sale and say, "Hey, man, would you take less?" And you can then decide, do I want to take less or not? Um, so totally. I just go to Google and see, if they're still available. I want to price it a little bit less than table. If they're not available, I'll look back into my records at what I paid for it and kind of go that route. Make sure I'm being, as fair as I can be. I'm never looking to profit off of it. But Jared said something tonight that I found fascinating. And right when I said that Jared told me something tonight that fascinated me, I totally left my fucking neuroatypical. Oh, Jay, you're wanting to do something kind on this one too? Dude, you tell me you're serious and I will congratulate Demonock and get him to email me and send it to him, buddy. But don't ever feel pressured to give one away if you want to keep it, if you've already got one or you want to give it away. Dude, I think it's what makes the knife community, as beautiful as it is. Um, Dude, that's a great win. If it's a brand new knife that you won from Boker, I would put it at retail, not knife center. I would go for high retail and work from there. So Jay, is that where we are, buddy? Are you going to do it for Demonock? I think I've got Demonock. Let me look in here and see if I've got his address. Hold on a second. I might, but I don't have it as Demonock. Demonock, are you still in here? Jay is, man, you are all awesome people. Jay is awesome people. Twang Thing's awesome people. Chris is awesome people. Lauren's awesome people. Colby's awesome people. Ed's awesome people. You guys are, I'm proud to be considered in your group of people. Has Demonox checked out? Because I can get in touch with him. He was there at 12:59. Demonox there. I see his. Okay, Demonox. I'm gonna throw my address up in here again, and you shoot me send it here, brother, and I'll ship it to you tomorrow. And I'll send you a tracking using your email address. So we're gonna take that, and I can only start, I guess. Now I can do this. All right, we're making hay now. Congratulations, Tina, and congratulations, Jay. I hope you get joy from doing that like I do. I mean, I really, it sounds cliche, but I learned in recovery, and I didn't go to rehab. I went to AA. I kicked my major addiction in silence. Uh, Ex-wife and my kid thought I had the flu for about 30 days. I didn't get a solid night's sleep for 90 days. I had restless leg syndrome. Horrible, horrible. But yeah, it's just, I don't even know why I brought that up, but I'll tell you, it is a blessing. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I learned that in recovery, that gratitude, and that's why the 12th step of the 12 steps is so important. It's not that you go to bars and try to shake, drunks off of bar stools and say, I can see that you're having a hard time. Let me help you. That's not how AA works. We just are there in case anybody gets to a point to where they want to hear about what happened to us, what we did to change it, and what our lives are like now, right? Experience, strength, and hope. And to be able to share that with somebody. But one of the things I learned early on is practicing that humility and that kindness did more for me in keeping me sober, probably than the people I tried to help. Because I hope some of them are sober now, but most of them would always go back out. I'd meet them at meetings for months, and then it's a hard thing to kick, right? Um, I don't fault any of them, but to be able to give away knives and stuff like that, I think it, it's a gift. It feels really good, and I love to be able to do it. And you will love the Stinger, buddy, because like I say, this is a great knife, deep carry clip, fair and forged design, made by we. Evan, for some reason, did a flipper delete on his, and he found some micarta scales. I don't know where he found the scales because I haven't seen any Stinger scales readily available. But I've taken this knife down. Like I say, I think it's got skiffs in it. Um, Very easy to take apart, and it'd be a very easy knife to mod if you could find scales for it. And that's not the detent. That's me trying to get my fingernail in that fuller because I much prefer middle finger flicking. And that's another thing that changed. When I got into the knife game, every single thing I bought was a flipper knife, just like flipper only. Have I shown you all that yet? Y'all know what that is? I don't know if you can see the night twang. Get that flip on the pillow, brother. But this is a Tucson TS 172 that White Mountain Knives got in. They did not have a picture. They still don't have a picture of it. That's why it's available. It's still available. But it said titanium and Damascus knife M390. So I Googled TS172 and saw the compound grind on just a regular one. And I thought I'd be able to flip it with this fuller, flick it. It's still, the detent's too strong. I can take both fingers and get it to snap, but I can't just with my finger get it out. But it's got a very comfortable flipper tab. And then it's got this little band, I don't know if you can see that, of inlaid Damascus on both sides. This knife was under $150 before I put in my Javon 10 code, which knocked another 15 bucks off for M390, compound grind, night morning design, little Damascus. My point of that is, Austin has a lot going on running White Mountain Knives, and he doesn't always get up pictures real quick, which is a good thing. Because when you go and you see something that's new that doesn't have a picture, it'll probably be in stock. And that's when I Google it to look at it somewhere else or look at one of his old listings and then make a decision based on the blade steel and what it is, if I want to get it or not. And this one, I just really love to look at it. It's a chunky little monkey. You know what it kind of looks like, what it kind of reminds me of? Does anybody get a knife fob that we tried to get funded, but it didn't get funded? And it'll probably come back one day. That reminds me of the KC's first knife. Just that little window. But again, this is a great knife for, let's see how much it is again. Let's do this. $149.99 before your discount. Titanium Damascus M390. And so what I did is I copied that, and then I went to the Googles. Are y'all still with me? Nope. So then I went to the Googles, and I searched for oh shit. Man. And I searched for it. And that's where I saw it. And I didn't know if it was going to look like that one, but I was like, hell to the yeah. I'm a big fan of Tucson knives. I picked up a bunch. Hey, look. I put in TS172. Do you know what that is? If I visit this site, that's my video. Well, I did pull it up under a Tucson. That's my old videos before I had an intro. 335. Nope. Well, that didn't make any sense because it didn't even have the name or the number in it. Very, very interesting. What happened to Chris? What are we congratulating him for? Congratulations, Chris. I'm probably off. I'm not going to find it. I'm just going to look stupid. Oh, sweet, dude. And I'm also going to tell you guys, that's exactly right, El Cap Addict. The trick about a happy and fulfilling marriage: communicate, communicate, communicate. Talk to your spouse. Learn early on that you are two different people on two different paths through life, which is a crazy thing. So the best way to continue to support each other and to know what the other's needs are is to communicate. It's easy, I did, to go into kind of to avoid conflict. That was my MO. I avoided conflict, which meant silence would grow and you didn't have that communication. So I think that's the trick to a happy marriage is giving and not being afraid to set boundaries and taking. What I mean by that is, yes, honey, I'm happy to go shopping with you, but know that on Sunday nights, I've got this plan with these guys online. I'd have this knife hobby. It'd be great if you were involved in it. If you're not, I get it. I'll support your whatever hobby you have, but just making sure. Yeah, let me tell you something, Greg. You're not. I've been there. I'm still there. Sometimes I'm like, if it wasn't for my fantastic 24-year-old little girl who was supposed to be a little boy, when I got sober and realized that there was nothing that we had in common, there's a great Grateful Dead lyric that says, "A man and a woman come together as strangers. When they part, they're usually strangers still, like a practical joke played on us by our maker, empty bottles that can't be filled." And when I look back at it, I said, yeah, what would have happened had I not been in the situation I was in and not married her and waited to marry somebody that maybe would have been better for me? I wouldn't have my daughter. I might have 3 daughters that I was just stoked with, or a son and 2 daughters. Who knows? But everything happens for a reason, right? So whatever we're in, just communicate. And if you haven't been communicating, it's always better to start communicating than when you go to marriage counseling and they talk to you about communication. You want to be the one. And a great line that I used on a crazy person that I was trying to have a relationship with post divorce, I said, what we need to do is have 15 minutes every week. You have 15 minutes and I have 15 minutes. We'll do it on Friday evening when you drink your glass of wine, where you can get off your chest what I'm doing or have done that's bothered you or have hurt your feelings. And I can share with you what you've done bothered me to hurt my feelings. The goal of this is so that we don't make the same mistake again. And she always thought, oh, that was just crazy. You just need to go to therapy and work on yourself. Doesn't work that way. Communication is the key. Demonic is right. And the greatest thing is you can only hope to grow in that similar path. It's hard to stay married. So a lot of it is I'll use an alcoholic term, you've got to white knuckle it. And for me, I could have stayed married and been miserable and never been in the knife game because I would have lived up to my vows. I would have done it because I thought that's how people did. She'd been married before, long time before we met, but I let her file and I didn't contest it. It was fine. I just didn't want to be the one, because my daughter was a teenager at the time. I guess it was kind of a cop out. Absolutely true. Let's change our music here, see what we got going. I'm gonna put back on my reggae loop. I haven't looked at today. Real quick at. We'll go to Instagram before we start ways. Go to Nashville. I'm not affiliated with Nashville. I don't add to Nashville. Just I bought this A100, which I would have never bought at Nashville. Love it. I bought my Scout 2.5 from a really cool guy at Nashville who I got to know. His name's Mike. I bought my standard size Hurricane Razor from Nashville. I bought a Line Steel Best Man. And ooh, I like those scales. Anybody looking for a 15V PM2? I just like to see them. And again, guys, I love Drew. I love these guys. I just don't see it. I don't see. I mean, it's just not my jam. And I know it's a nice knife. It reminds me of Les George. I've just never been big in, and I understand. I think it's brilliant. Their go-to-market philosophy and what they're doing. They're a lot smarter than me, but it's just not my jam. What I love about too much, even though it's a custom. The reason it's too much, because it's a custom, in my opinion, is because you can buy a production knife made by Riot that's done better, new. You can buy 3 of them. I just like to browse this right here. That's expensive. He needs to come down that price a little bit. But I've got a root. We all got a root. And it looks like he's got, he looks like he's got the tie root. Let's see. Yeah, titanium scales. I've got the aluminum root that you can buy new for about 99 bucks. And it's got the same M390 blade. And what I love about this slip joint is, dude, it is thin. I love it. But you can buy a new titanium one for like 140. I think he's asking a little much. But that is a cool knife. I just like looking here now and seeing stuff I've seen before. But what'll happen is, like this right here, this should not be here. That is one of my favorite knives in my collection. I do not do flipper only knives anymore. That's a gray one. This is a textured black. And I want to say it was 210 bucks. $200 for a Malibu. But if you keep scrolling through here, you'll find stuff that you might have seen but you forgot about. Or more likely, like the rest of us, your needs have kind of changed. What you like has changed, and you see something that you didn't even notice before. $40 pyrite. I mean, some of the deals aren't all that great, but you'll find some screamers in here. They still do have this chub. This I thought was a good price. A Maverick S for $235. I've got too many knives that fit that profile or that same use case. Let's look at one other thing over here. Let's go to, I'm going to put y'all on a mission. How many people we have here? 33? I'm going to see if any of y'all are following my local buddy. He lets me borrow knives from time to time for reviews. He's the only person I take knives in from to review because we're like BFFs, and a lot of times I end up buying them. But you guys need to follow this guy for me. And if you get a chance, tell him I sent you. But this is Jeff Walling. He goes by A to Z EDC. But he has got some absolute stone cold banger knives. Depending on what you're into, right? So if y'all would do me a favor, these are our buddy Super Steel Steve's. I'm going to review these, and I'm not a kitchen guy, but I'm going to do it with some celery and some onions. You would not believe how thin these are and how well these are done. But if you guys would be so kind, I'm going to put his link in the chat. And if you're not following him, Jay, take care, brother. Thank you, man, for doing something kind. If you're not following him, go give him a good follow. Mere Salt donating $10. Dude, thank you. I hope you're still here. I don't see these until it's too late. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, buddy. But he works in a music store, so you'll get some kind of cool shots. But what I like is you'll get some stuff like this is that Driver Defense, that guy in Gunnersville who makes knives. This is Andrew DeVilbus. He's got just a lot of unique knives. But yeah, I would give him a follow. He's my buddy. If any of y'all saw me at Blade Show the last 2 years, he was the big bearded dude that was with me. He's going to let me borrow these. He's got 3 of these that he got all around the same time from different companies. And I'm going to get to review all 3 of them. And I love, he doesn't have it on this picture, but this is carbon fiber right here. I love that paisley carbon fiber. But yeah, y'all go give my man a follow. You'll appreciate it because he posts, if you like having cool shit show up in your feed. He'll put some cool shit in your feed. He has got some bangers. And let's see what our friend Brass Brigade's doing. I'll show you some of my favorites. I'm loving what Jason's doing. I'm getting that. His little coffin knife. Look. And I love, love, love his clip point. And guys, he gets those flange grinds just by eye. I'm telling you, he's a mad scientist. He just passed a year of doing this. Look at that little sick thing he made for a buddy. And by the way, if any of you all happen to be in the market for a nimble-sized Wicked Tanto with multiple deployments, if you DM Jason, these are made by Best Tech. I thought they were S35VN, but I found out they're 20CV titanium. If you send him a DM, you can get it for 200 even. 200, and either this Acid Etched Gray or the Brigade Black. And I love the coffin shaped blade hole. It is such a good little knife. Well, I just want to throw that in there. Mersault, are you still in here, brother, or did you go to bed? Later, Demonot. Peace out, guys. Guys, we've been going at it for 3 hours. How do y'all feel? I don't want to keep y'all up too late. And guess what? This is that live that I've added when we had Mental Health Monday live a couple of weeks ago about what we could do differently. Yes. Yes, Jeffrey, I have. Dread Zeppelin is awesome. And have you ever heard Picking On, the series Picking On Zeppelin or Picking On Widespread Panic? This bluegrass, Picking On AC/DC? They're different too, where they're just playing all that music bluegrass style. But Dread Zeppelin is the shit. And what's the little Black Sabbath? I showed them on Instagram. I shared that reel. Hold on a second. All right, guys, I'm going to show y'all something whack if I can find it. Hold on. Where's my searchy button? I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just looking for it. I'm looking for one of these videos. Why is it just showing me this one? I'm not good at finding shit. with their search. Let's call it midget. I hate to say that word. Or little Ozzy, maybe little Ozzy. Oh, I found him! I found him! Oh, fuck yeah.
It's okay, girl. Now we're out now. Entertainers. Don't be stupid. Entertainers. Now we're out now. Entertainers. I'll be lying. Everybody knows.
Let me find some Ozzy. Whoops. We gotta find some. Here we go. No, that's the real deal. Damn it. I've seen it. I'm gonna get copyright strike. I don't care. We're looking at fair use, baby. All right, I don't see him. Maybe this is it. I mean, they're so good. Gosh, they're so good. I mean, they sound like it.
Don't forget, tonight we're in Tallahassee at Fire Betty's Arcade. Also, microwrestling.com.
Anyways, good shit. Very good shit from a little dude that's just killing it. If you ever get a chance, go see Little Ozzy. Isn't that good? Well, guys, I love you to death. I've almost kept you up till 2. Ed, it's almost 3 o'clock where you are, buddy. Monetize don't mean nothing to me. I love all you guys. What I want to tell you is I hope to see you Friday night. We got more cool shit that we'll be giving away. I don't tell anybody that in the title because I don't want anybody outside of y'all to come. But look out for the guy to your left. Look out for the guy to your right. Know how much I love you and other people love you. If you're struggling with shit, reach out to somebody. We all struggle, but we're all here for you. And go forward with love in your heart. Look out for each other. Choose debate, not hate. Guys, thank you for spending time with me. Made my night. My headache's gone. And I love you all. Peace.